from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
Isang nagbabaga at mainit na linggo po ng umaga sa inyo at nagbabalik po tayo dito sa PACO Arena. Magpupukpukan uli sa PACO ang Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po sumasa inyo kasama si Coach Russell Raypon. Coach, good morning.
Happy Sunday, Coach Chris.
Happy Sunday, and we will be having exciting games for today for the fans and viewers of the Pinoy Liga Cup. We have 4 games for you for today, starting with the first game, MCU Supremos against Guangming Flying Dragons, and for their second game, the UP Fighting Maroons against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. At sa pangatlong laro po, ngayong araw ng linggo, makikita natin ang debut game ng Diliman College laban sa San Sebastian Stags. And to cap our day, a big one, the Mapua University Cardinals laban sa De La Salle University Green Archers. And let's talk about our first game for today, the MCU Supremos going up against Guangming College. Coach Russell, and let's talk about MCU first. They lost against the FEU Tamaraws 52-77 last April 20 when they played in the Amoranto Sports Complex, and they were led by Jean Marcabi with 7 points and Yannick Tizi.
Well, you know, when you look at that game, it was the first game of the season for MCU, and you know, it's a tough task to go up against a a team that is seasoned like FEU. So and you know, it has the level of talent and coaching. So I think MCU at this point is trying to get their feet settled into the game, into this level of competition.
And they are facing a familiar foe because they are playing each other in the UCAL, and they have a 1-1 win and loss head-to-head against Guangming. And let's talk about Guangming College. They lost against the Mapua Cardinals last Sunday, April 21, 85-18. They had a big meltdown in the 4th quarter.
Well, you know, you look at the numbers here, and what really stands out to me is the fact that you know, the Guangming Dragons were outscored by almost 30 points in the 4th quarter. You know, I think you look at everything else in terms of the level of play and the level of focus was even, but the ability for, you know, MU to be able to get more shots off, that shows that they were trying to increase the pace, increase the number of possessions, and sometimes you let your foot off the gas a little bit, you give another team momentum, and then before you know it, you're behind. So it'll be a question for Guangming today whether or not they can maintain focus for a full 40 minutes.
Tingnan natin kung makakabawi ang Guangming mula doon sa big time meltdown na yun, and tingnan natin yung mga susi sa pagkapanalo ngayong araw na to para sa Guangming, no? Create open shooters and dominate the paint since they have the size advantage in the person of Iheben and Aki Yende. How about you, Coach Russell?
Well, you know, when I think about this game, you know, I'm going to keep on pushing, you know, my popular cultural reference, well, my favorite Will Ferrell movies. And for me, this game is a story similar to The Other Guys, right? You know, you're thinking about Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. They're, you know, they're maybe unseen officers, detectives in that, in their precinct, but they were given an opportunity to be on a bigger stage, right? And they proved themselves through comedy of errors, right? And these funny situations, but when you compare it to this game, it's a similar kind of concept. These teams maybe not popularized, right? Sort of under the radar, and now they're on this stage playing against, playing against each other for the right to advance their recognition and to establish themselves as solid programs and go-to programs here in Manila.
Mapapabukas talaga ako ng Netflix sa mga comparison ni Coach Russell. Handa ng players, handa na rin kami. And tingnan natin kung handa na ang MCU, no? Para naman sa kanila, distribute production and defend the perimeter and neutralize Ihebem inside. While again, what's your comparison for this, Coach Russell?
Well, when you think about the other guys, it was, like I said, it's a comedy of errors at some point in terms of how they got to where they're supposed to be. But I think MCU in this case, they had issues in their first game, really trying to establish themselves offensively, getting into a rhythm, getting good shots. So I think it's going to be important for them to really establish a offensive flow, right? Get good shots. And get their main players in position to score easily. And if they can do that, and like you said, defend the FSA for Guangming, this will be a game for anyone's. It'll be a toss-up. Both teams have an equal chance to play well today.
Very interesting take from Coach Russell. MCU Guangming College, handa na ang laban. Let's turn it over to Alvin Sanyada, our venue announcer for the call-ups and the first five.
For the MCU Supremos, starting off with player number 0, James Conrad, player number 1, James Martelli, player number 2, Jake Manuel, player number 3, Alex Reyes, player number 5, Sean Higueran, player number 6, Mike Awesome, player number 7, Jalena Alva, player number 9, Brenda Ocampo, player number 11, J.P. Hia, player number 20, Anthony Ramirez, player number 22, Daniel Santanita, player number 23, Ben Zizi, player number 24, R.J. Toledo, player number 28, Joseph Inaga, and player number 34, Ian Tizi. And now for the players for the Guangming White Dragons. Starting on the player number 0, Joshua Tepuya. Player number 1, Giovanni Cabaletta. Player number 2, J.R. Vargas. Player number 6, Gerald Canova. Player number 7, Steven Yemen. Player number 8, Kenny Paredes. Player number 9, Kirk Naktamtala. Player number 10, Justice Casa. Player number 14, Kyle Paco. Player number 20, And now let's meet the starters. First, for the MCU Supremos. Welcome to Nick Baluya. Shooting guard is Mark Hustle. Center referee Ben Steve. Small forward number 5, Sean Nevada. And power forward number 1, Jim Marcanti. Coaching the Supremos is Ian Rosella.
And we have the starters now. Coach Ian Russell of MCU going with Nick Baluyot, Mark Husson, Bench C, Sean General, and Jean Mark Camby. While Coach Paul Ramos of Guangming will go with Jomari Pecolera, Christian Samson, Steven Iheben in the middle, Joshua Hamias, and Steven Valdisi. Quite an interesting matchup as Bench C will start in favor of Yannick Zizi. Quite a handful there against Steven Iheben, Coach.
Well, he'll have to bring every inch of his height and his length in order to be an effective defender against Iheben. But, you know, for me, size is overrated. It's all about your energy. Let's see which team brings out the best energy to start this first quarter.
And Guangming gets a first crack on offense, and as early as that, we have a foul. That will go us against Mark Husson. Guangming di nagkaamuyan doon. Save by Samson. Hamias ngayon. Tumira ng tres from the elbow. Wala. Iheben, offensive rebound, mid-range jumper, it's no good. Balisi and Husson goes for a jump ball, possession arrow, nakaturo sa MCU Supremos.
You gotta love these early morning 10 o'clock games. I always feel like these guys need a quarter or so to get warmed up. So hopefully they get the jitters out, they get the cobwebs wiped away, and we're ready to play.
Baga po, no? Umagang laro. Magpupunas ng muta, magsusuklay ng buhok, at pupunta sa court. Ito po ang Pinoy Liga Cup. 10 a.m. po. First game natin, MCU versus Guangming. Eye in the sky play there, broken up. Masyadong mataas ang pass. The pass is too high for Hamias.
Well, you know, what is it? 3 possessions in the game so far and 3 turnovers, so or 2 turnovers and a bad shot. I think guys have to sort of settle down a little bit, move the ball, and find solid shots in their offense.
And that's a runner for Nick Baluyok to break the ice for MCU 2-0 now. Makikita natin pamilyar itong dalawang kupunan nito sa isa't isa dahil they play against each other sa kanilang mother league, the universities, colleges, and athletics league, and they have a 1-1 head-to-head matchup. First round, sabi nga, no, natalo ng Guangming ang MCU. Second round, nakabawi naman ang MCU sa Guangming as we see an N1 opportunity there for Steven Iheben. He was fouled upstairs by Bench C. That's the matchup that we're talking about earlier.
Yes. You know, for the most part, these teams are evenly matched. We'll wait to see when TZ enters the game how the matchup of FSAs turns out. But for the most part, you're looking at teams that, one, like you said before, are familiar with each other and can be effective. It's just a matter of who's able to establish themselves early and maintain it through the game.
3-2 ang ating talaan na Steven Iheben drains that free throw earlier. Balik sa kanila ang possession, 15 seconds to shoot para sa Guangming. Steven Iheben, binalik kay Hamias. Balik kay Iheben inside. 2 yellow shirts, no good. But Iheben tries for a second time. Mapafoul siya uli.
Well, you know, there's benefits to what Guangming is trying to do. One, establish Iheben in the post, and they're going to him early. The other piece of that is it allows Guangming to try to put the bigs of MCU in foul trouble. So now we've seen a sub already with TZ now in the game. with a matchup of both FSAs.
Nga po, gumagana yung strategy ni Coach Paul Ramos to dump the ball inside to the bigger and heftier Ihebem. Makes good on that second free throw, 1 out of 2 for Ihebem on that trip to the line. 4-2 is our count. MCU down by 2 against Guangming. Yannick Zizi, binalik kay Campi. Sean General tries for a 3-point shot and it will be good. Lamang na po ang MCU ulit. 5-4, 7 minutes, 38 seconds na lalabi sa ating first quarter. Samson gustong sumagot and mukhang maganda ang gising na naman ng mga shooters ng Guangming. Baluyot taking it strong, but there was Stephen Ihebem saying no way.
You know, it's always important for guards, especially of a shorter stature, to make sure they have a exit plan. If you're going to drive against a bigger defender and they're there to close out on you or to cover you, you have to know what your options are. It's always tough to throw up a shot and just sort of guess whether or not it's going to go in.
Nick Baluyot now being replaced by Rafael Perhis, as there was a turnover committed by MCU on that last sequence. Balik ngayon ang bola sa kamay ng Guangming. Ihebem laban kay Campi at the post. Hamyas, give and go for Ihebem. Pecolera lines up for a 3 again. Back-to-back 3-point shots for Guangming to make it 10-5.
I love the ball movement of Guangming, and the great thing about what they're doing, as soon as the ball gets in the post, they are cutting off the post guy. There's ball movement away from the ball, or player movement away from the ball, so it's harder to locate shooters, and that's why they've gotten some great looks early in this first quarter.
Seems that they listened to my keys to victory to create space for shooters as MCU scores. Mark Hawson goes all the way and tries for a back-to-back basket. 5-point swing there for Hawson to tie it up at 10-all.
Well, if we're in for a shootout, that's gonna be great for the fans out there watching. You know, they have, after an initially tough start, they have shown a sharpness to get shots at the rim and hit perimeter jumpers.
Bad pass there for Guangming. Zizi missing, but second serving will be good for Rafael Perhis. Good trail job for Perhis.
Yeah, you know, you gotta like the fact that the big is running the floor. It's gonna be important for him as he improves and gets better to be able to really finish and punish defenses or the opposing team in transition.
Magandang adjustment para sa panig ni Coach Ian Racela, bringing in Zizi early in this game. Lamang na po sila 12-10. Pecolera, he was buttered on that shot by Zizi. Not beating the shot clock. Babalik sa MCU ang possession with 5 minutes 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Itong MCU, laudable ang ginawa ng programa ni Coach Ian Racela. I-start sila nitong July last year, nabuuin itong kupunang ito. And they finished a respectable 6-win and 6-loss card in the UCAL in their first season. Mark Hawson challenging the bigs. Hilaw, no way for the 3-point. Lepardo, naunguna, uses his left hand for the layup and finishes it.
Transition defense is going to be important. Your ability to create floor balance, so you're not having to go, play at a disadvantage on defense. MCU is going to have to correct that somehow.
Tabla po muli ang ating laban. Benchi, binalik uli ni Coach Ian Racela. Mark Hawson swings it to JP Hilaw. And pass was telegraphed by Lac Tau Tau. Kick it out to Kurt Pareñas. Pareñas nag-iintay ng kasama. Pecolera, binigay kay Lepardo. Kicks it out again. Lepardo repositions himself. Corner 3. No good. Yannick Zizi snatches the board. MCU umaatake ngayon. 4 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the first. CZ drives hard, and he will be fouled upstairs. Nice drive there against Akiendi.
Yes, aggressive move to the basket. You always got to wonder, though, and as a coach, have a little bit of trepidation about a big bringing the ball up the floor and to initiate the offense. But he read the matchup well, attacked the basket, and got to the foul line.
The key there was his teammates gave him a clear out for him to execute that.
Yes, I think there was a little bit of eye contact between he and his teammates to space the floor. That way he can isolate at the top of the key and attack the basket.
Yannick Cizi, 2 out of 2 on that trip to the line. Daniel Santelices ngayon, pinalikan si Mark Hosson. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining sa ating first quarter. Kurt Pareñas. Binigay kay Lactaw-Taw against Yannick Cizi. Lepardo, 10 seconds to operate for Guangming. Cizi. Rather, Akinyende to Lactaw-Taw. Reverse layup. Won't go. Forward pass. MCU masyadong malakas. Ball possession will go back to the hands of Guangming.
I like the pace of the game right now, Coach Chris. It's up and down. When they're in a 5-on-5 half-court set, there's some structure to what they're trying to do. This is on the side of Guangming and MCU. Let's just hope that they can sustain this level of execution and teamwork.
After throwing jabs in the opening, they have been throwing haymakers right now early in this ball game, but there was an offensive foul on that attempt from Kurt Lactaw-Taw. Ball possession, babalik ngayon sa panig ng MCU. James Quablan papasok ngayon para kay Coach Ian Racela, and MCU Rafael Perhis now nagtitimon. Binalik kay Santelices against Lepardo. Quablan making his move. Balik kay Santelices. 7 seconds to shoot. Quick drive, no good. Guangming now attacking. Balik sa depensa ang MCU. But there will be a foul on that drive to the basket by Kurt Pareñas. Good job there by Kurt Pareñas, taking the rock strong to the cup.
Yes, again, being able to size up your defensive matchup, and if you can get to the 10 and draw a foul without being out of control, definitely that's an advantage. It allows you to be able to keep the defense honest.
Kurt Pareñas, isa po sa mga masasabi nating scoring point guards for Guangming. You can stroke it from way beyond. Hefty lefty, I can say it. Those lefties are hard to guard, Coach.
I'll tell you what, in my experience in basketball over 30 plus years, I've never seen a lefty who was a bad shooter. All lefties have been solid shooters with a great release and great savvy. So totally agree with that.
Sino pa ba ang magiging magandang comparison as the Alan Caidic was a greatest Filipino shooter? As we'll go back to that as we have a timeout for MCU Supremos. They trail by 2, 16-14. We'll be back. And we're back. 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nabanggit ko nga kanina, sinasabi ni Coach Russell, wala pa siyang nakitang lefty, no? Kaliwete na hindi good shooter. At dito sa Pilipinas, no, the greatest shooter of all time here is Alan Kaidig, who is a lefty. Once scored 78 or 79 points in one game, which is why I remember that, because that's my 10th birthday when he scored that.
Oh, is that right?
79 points.
What a-
November 21, 1991.
What a memory, Coach.
Yeah. And Santelices, speaking of shooters, lines it up 4-3 para maagaw po muli ng MCU ang kalamangan. 17-16, 2 minutes 7 seconds remaining sa ating opening quarter. Wang Ming ngayon. Inside pass, buttered by MCU. Second away by Quablan. Perhis, nagdadala ng bola ngayon para kay Coach Ian Racela. Natividad, pinasok na rin sa Guangming. Bench C. Again, Santelices. Too strong on that try. Guangming ngayon, tumatakbo muli. Lepardo, left-handed layup is good. We're going up and down here in the first quarter, Coach Rosso.
Well, it feels like this is, you can characterize this as a offensive game versus a defensive game. I think whoever has the ball last at the end of the fourth quarter is going to win this game the way it's going. But MCU still has to correct or find a way to really work on that defensive transition.
Yan natin kung ano magiging adjustments on both coaches. We have a timeout with 1 minute 23 seconds remaining in the first. We'll be back. Samantalahin po natin ang pagkakataon na batiin ang ating mga partners dito sa Pinoy Liga Cup. Kickstart Coffee, Amelie Hotel Manila, Eastern Communications, Happy Cow Chocolate Chips Cookies and Box, and Enderon Colleges. 1 minute 23 seconds remaining. Depuyart, pinasok for the first time ni Coach Paula Ramos para sa Guangming. And Hilao with the interception, uses the left hand, no good. Lepardo protects the rock for Guangming. Depuyart ngayon. He was bothered by 3 yellow shirts. Natividad, corner 3, short, bench C. Rebound for MCU, forward pass. Hilao, nag-iisa, left hand layup. Good this time.
Way to look up the floor. The ball always moves faster by the pass and by the dribble. So great, great eyes and great catch.
Natin yung kakulitan sa depensa ng MCU nagbubunga. Lamang na naman sila ngayon, 19-18. Last 33 seconds. No good at that time. Short stop for Lepardo. Forward pass again. Santelices. Naagaw ni Kurt Pareñas off the races on that sequence. Shot clock is off for Guangming. Last 17 seconds para makakamada for the first quarter. Kurt Pareñas up top. Binibigyan ng screen ni Depuyart. 5 seconds remaining. Pareñas drives strong and he will be fouled. Nice move there by Kurt Pareñas, recognizing the defense.
Well, you do all that work for 22 seconds to end the quarter, only to have let go in that last bit and call and not draw a foul, commit a foul on Guangming's Pareñas. So MCU has some work to do to really hone in on getting stops and finishing plays.
Tingnan natin kung anong gagawin ng MCU para i-close out itong first quarter. Tabla po tayo. Kurt Pareñas binigyan ng 1 puntos sa kalamangan ng Guangming, and Samson lines up for a 3 for Guangming. No good, and that's the first quarter. Guangming lamang ng isa, 20-19. exciting opening quarter. Babalik po kami for the second quarter.
By the Blazers. Against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.
Pakalawang quarter na po ng ating unang laban dito sa Pukpukan sa PACO na Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po naghahatid ng action sa inyo kasama si Coach Russell Raypon. Ito na nga po, no? Sinabi ko kanina, para ang mga susi ng pagkapanalo para sa MCU: distribute production, defend the perimeter, and neutralize EHEBM. Have they done that so far, Coach Russell?
I think the jury's still out. I think there's still a lot to be seen, especially when it comes to defending a Hibim. Whenever the ball's gotten into the post to him, they've been able to get great shots. So now that he's back in the game, we'll see if MCU has a game plan against him.
Quick attack there para sa Guangming, Jomari Pecolera. Camby sumagot naman sa kabilang panig ng MCU. Isang puntos pa rin ang kalamangan ng Guangming, 22-21. Full court press ngayon ang ini-employ ng MCU laban sa Guangming. Hamyas naghahanap ng mapapasahan, binigay kay EHEBM.
You have to like the fact that MCU is pushing Guangming to initiate their offense way outside of the operating area near the three-point line. So let's see if they can continue to cover those driving gaps and not allow straight line drives like that.
Let's see if they also sustain the energy in that particular defensive style that they would want to play today, as Pecolera was fouled there by Brendon Ocampo. 2 free throws for Pecolera. Good on that first.
They extended the defense, which is great. You're putting pressure on Guangming, but the hope is that as the ball breaks the three-point line, that the defenders are shrinking the floor and trying to cover up the gaps. MCU didn't do it in that possession.
Camby ngayon, sidestep move, left hand layup, no good. Balik ang bola sa Guangming. Samson, and he will have an opportunity for an end-one play with that strong drive to the hoop. No one defending Samson in that sequence.
Coach, that was a 2-on-1. I mean, that if you can score as an offensive transition on a 2-on-1, then you have to go back to the drawing board and work on that in practice. So MCU did not have any floor balance, and that's been a recurring theme as this game has progressed.
6 na puntos na po ang hawak-hawak na kalamangan ng Guangming laban sa MCU, 27-21. 9 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Baluyot, binalik na ni Coach Ian Racela. Ocampo. Ralph Tadeo measuring Samson. And EHEBM got that steal. Depuyart now making the move. Kicks it out. Hamyas, corner 3, short. Depuyart second serving. Still no good. Ocampo secures the board para sa MCU. Tough luck there for Guangming.
A little bit of I think a rush shot, but the thing is they got an offensive rebound. More often than not, that's going to work in your favor as an offense. So, and they just weren't able to capitalize that time.
Good challenge that time by Jean-Marc Camby inside against EHEBM, scoring. Make it a 4-point lead only for Guangming, but EHEBM answers back 29-23 with that mid-range jumper. One thing that you will like with Stephen EHEBM, can stretch out the defense.
Well, if he can hit that shot reliably, if he can extend to the three-point line, if he can actually put the ball on the floor and attack the basket, it makes him very dangerous as a player.
And corner 3 will be good for Brendan Ocampo. Kinakailangan nila yung mga ganyang tira. Mabasa tatlo ang kalamangan ng Guangming. Samson, inside, no good. Mabibitawan ng bola. MCU ngayon umaatake. 2-on-1. Yannick Tizi, slammer, jammer.
You know what? You love the ability to get back in offensive transition off of that turnover, but you just have to wonder if the ball wasn't turned over, did they have the defense balanced enough to really stop that play?
That last sequence, Stephen Ihebem wanted to score, to answer back on that Yannick Tizi slam dunk. First free throw is off for Stephen Ihebem. Pumasok ngayon para sa Guangming, Gister Kaasalan. 0 out of 2 for Stephen Ihebem on that trip. Ocampo. Balik kay Baluyot. Ocampo now goes to his left against two red shirts. 3-point shot by Mark Hawson, rattles out. Nakaisa yan kanina. Pecolera. Short in that floater. Transition defense of MCU going back fast. And Camby fumbles that. Gimme. And good thing that Nick Baluyot was there for the follow-up, and he will be fouled and troop the line for 2.
Yeah, I mean, and a good thing for MCU that the refs didn't catch that five-step layup by is that Camby?
Yeah, that's Ocampo.
Okay, so again, we're getting this up and down game, evenly matched. There's a lot of action. It just doesn't look like we're at a place where even as coaches they would be happy with the defensive effort. I think both teams can do a better job.
Pwede natin dito yung 5-star recruits, hindi pwede yung 5 steps, no? And the bank is open for Gister Kaasalan. Uses the board in that try to make it 31-29. Still Guangming on top, 6 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. Yannick Tizi taking it strong to the cup, but he was caught warding off on that try.
Well, he has proven that that's going to be his point of emphasis during this game. Is if the ball's reversed to him at the top of the key, he's going to look to attack his matchup. So he'll have to find better ways to make sure he's shielding off defenders while still being able to attempt his layup.
Kung nasa harapan mo naman talaga si Stephen Ihebem, talagang medyo manunula ka ng kaunti. Pero yun nga, nahuli ng referee as Lepardo lines up for a 3-point shot, no good. Yannick Tizi, forward pass, masyadong malakas. Mukhang may lakad itong si Yannick Tizi. Seems that he would want to go somewhere else after this game. He's on a rush, coach.
Well, when you look at effective offensive transition, you're usually looking at a guard having the ball and being able to make plays. Being closer for an outlet pass, that way we're not expecting a big or someone inexperienced with ball handling to have to make a play up the floor. So MCU will have to do a better job probably of bringing a guard back and making sure they get the shot that they want.
Kabilang panik, Guangming. Good communication there for Hamias tapping the ball on his teammate for the offensive rebound as Lepardo tries for a shot and he was fouled, and he troops the line for 2 free throws as MCU is now in the penalty while Guangming only with their first team foul.
That's quite the disparity, Coach Chris, in terms of fouls. We'll have to see if Guangming can continue to play a clean game the rest of this quarter.
Again, the rebounding of Guangming, offensive rebounding, doing wonders for them. Extra possession. Yannick Tizi with a steal. Scramble for the loose ball. Jump ball. Possession arrow. MCU will retain possession. Wholesale substitution, Coach Russell, for MCU.
Well, this is a perfect game to mix and match your lineups, see how different players reacted under different circumstances and situations. So this is an opportunity for Coach Rosella to, throw in a new group and see how they perform.
I think Coach Ian would want to match the energy being offered to them by Guangming for them to catch up on that. They need personal movements from time to time as we are on the 5-minute mark of this second quarter of the first game of our quadruple header Sunday here sa PACO Arena. Balik ang aksyon, Quablan, corner 3, Sean General, and he drains his second 3-point shot of the game to even the score. 32 all, 4 minutes 48 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Very nice ball movement to find an open shooter in the corner. He shot with confidence, let that thing fly, and it went in.
Kurt Pareñas. Guangming now, 3-point shot will be no good for Lepardo. Overcooks that one. 4.5 minutes and change here.
Guangming still has a size advantage, especially at the center position. Can Guangming find a way to get the ball in the post and then use their off-ball movement to find cutters or open shooters?
Again, height advantage. Napakita ngayon ng Guangming, pero kita natin sa score, no? Even at 32. Kurt Pareñas now against Quablan. 11 seconds to shoot for Guangming. Kurt Pareñas kicks it out. Akinyende, short stab, no good. Again, offensive rebound for Guangming.
Well, the rebounding factor plays definitely in the favor of Guangming.
Hawson, on the other hand, finishes on that layup to make it 34-32 MCU. 3 minutes, 56 seconds remaining in the second. Kurt Pareñas now. Lak Tau fakes the handoff. By Colera against Quablan. 10 seconds to shoot. Oh, miscommunication there again for the guards of Guangming. Good defense by MCU.
You know, MCU in their half-court man-to-man, they've been really solid. And they prevented the ball from going in the post for the majority of this second quarter. So as long as they can keep doing that and not have to play in defensive transition, they're going to be successful.
Mark Hawson, binura ang tira sa loob ni Akinyende. Gandang ideya na ipasok sa loob yung tira na yun. The big man was there to say no. MCU now. 17 seconds to shoot. Bench C. General finding Quablan open inside the defense of Akinyende. Caught napping that time.
Great ball movement. Way to have their eyes up and find a willing cutter near the basket for an easy shot.
Guangming ngayon. And miscommunication still continues para sa mga bataan ni Coach Paul Ramos. And we have a timeout with 3 minutes 14 seconds remaining. Magbabalik po kami.
By the player.
And we are back in the middle of second quarter of this first game between the MCU Supremos and Guangming College. lamang po ng apat ang MCU, 36-32 with 3 minutes 14 seconds left in the second quarter. MCU giving back that energy that Wang Ming has been giving to them since the opening tip.
Absolutely. Usually the team with the sustained positive energy is gonna put themselves in a great position to win. You have to wonder at this point, given the fact that MCU has 5 fouls, can Guangming take advantage of that and use that to their advantage to get easy points at the free throw line?
They must take the ball strong to the basket at this point to fish for fouls, just like what Mapua did to them last week. As early as 6 minutes remaining in the fourth, down by 22, Mapua was able to come back strong and steal the ball game that Sunday.
It's hard to have mental lapses and mental lulls in a game. You have to find ways to keep yourself sharp, to be aware, and to execute, especially on baseline out of bounds and sideline out of bounds. Those are perfect opportunities to score. If not, the most important thing is to get the ball inbounded properly. So it'll be a question of how Guangming is going to become more alert and become sharper in this game.
MCU losing that letter on that full court press. Parenya zigzagging inside. And that will be good. Good Kurt Tau inside presence there. And pressure defense again mounting for Guangming. Another term over for MCU. Kurt Pareñas now operating. Kicks it out. 3-point shot will not be good. But again, offensive rebounding of Guangming doing wonders. But MCU counter steals that. Forward pass General. Extra pass to Quablan is good. James Quablan has been a factor here in the second quarter for Coach Ian Rosella.
They've done a great job in offensive transition, getting easy buckets. That's definitely going to jumpstart your defense.
Press konta sa press ang pinapakita ng dalawang kuponang ito. Bodies splattered on the floor. See that energy they're giving the fans in this game.
Well, you got to love the fact that both teams are playing with a level of urgency. They're not really letting plays go. You know, where there may be some lapses here and there, but they're really trying hard, using maximum effort to try to gain the advantage for their respective teams.
Jaire Alcala pinasok na ni Coach Ian Rosella. MCU now on the attack. Mark Coulson thought of the three. Steps back. Masyadong kapos doon sa tirang yon. And hustle play. MCU not giving up. Forces a jump ball. Good defense, good hustle for MCU.
You gotta love it. Gotta love it. The extra effort, you know, great defense coaches, Coach Chris. Great defense have multiple efforts every possession to get stops. So give credit to MCU for doing that.
Coach Paul Ramos would want to talk things over. May timeout sila with 1 minute 50 seconds remaining in the second. 38-34. MCU lamang labang sa Guangming. Babalik po kami. And we're back in action para sa unang laro ng quadruple header ngayon. Linggong ito, pukpukan sa PACO Arena ng Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po Dinadala saan man po kayo naroroon ng aksyon. Kasama si Coach Russell Raypon. Forward pass there. That's a good pass for Wang Ming. Productive timeout.
Looks like it went through 3 sets of yellow shirt hands before it dropped right in the lap of that Guangming player.
Pecolera playing quarterback on that sequence as Sean General lines up again for a 3. Too strong on that try. Hoson over aggressive on that defense against Ihebem. Ihebem will be trooping the line as MCU in the penalty with 1 minute 20 seconds remaining.
I think MCU dodged a bullet for this quarter just because of the fact that Guangming hasn't been to the line very much. It could have been a lot worse. So we'll see how this translates to the second half in terms of aggressiveness, being able to defend without fouling going into the second half.
Ihebem makes good of the first free throw. The fact that Guangming doesn't really take the ball strong to the basket. They don't have the opportunity to troop the line as many shots as possible here in the second quarter.
Which is interesting because they definitely had the size advantage and they could have easily tried to pound the ball into the low post. But the circumstances of the game didn't allow that, and so now the game's tied, and we'll see how this plays out the rest of the game.
38 all. Star count. Santelices binalik uli ni Coach Ian Racela. 2 ball handlers now for MCU. Jaire Alcala binalik kay Santelices. 1 minute 6 seconds remaining. Bench C. Pablan pumoposte. Binalik kay Sean General. Pablan. Santelices lines up for a 3. No good. And ball will go out of bounds in favor of Guangming with 55.4 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Guangming prevented MCU from penetrating the ball into the paint, so it was a very good defensive possession for Guangming. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Last 50 seconds remaining. Second quarter. Guangming ngayon umaatake. Hamyas. Laktaw-taw. Hands it up to Hamyas. Pass to Ihebem. Too strong. Sorry, missed there for Steven Ihebem. He babied that shot.
He probably needed to really consider throwing that thing down with authority.
Kumbaga sa Tagalog sinasabi natin, laro na, nilalaro pa. 30 seconds remaining. Second quarter. Alcala. Bench C against Ihebem. Mid-range jumper. Kumaliwa ang tira. Last second opportunity or last shot for Guangming. 10 seconds. Kurt Pareñas against Santelices. Calls for a clear out. Pareñas dumps it to Ihebem inside. And he will score to finish the second quarter. 40-38 po ang ating talaan as we reach halftime. Lamang ang Guangming laban sa MCU. Magbabalik po kami after the halftime break.
Managing a business becomes easier when you have the right set of tools for your business. And as the premier telecommunication company in the Philippines, you can rest assured that we can provide you with world-class and innovative tech solutions for your company. Because every business needs a strong connection, so you can get the service you need while focusing on what matters the most. Like acing that presentation with no lag with Eastern IDS, a dedicated business-grade internet tailor-fit with high speeds and zero lag. With a company-owned bandwidth, you can have a strong and private connection that can give your business that much needed boost.
That concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.
or to handle your processing, storage, and networking needs with Eastern Cloud, which has a customized cloud platform that's fully scalable and flexible without limits.
Oh, nasa na yung files?
They're all in the cloud, sir.
Good job!
And by staying connected and protected with Eastern cybersecurity, which helps keep your business safe from online threats. So why spend time waiting when you can spend it on building and managing your business? Let's make business more personal and achieve success together with the connection that knows you best. After all, that's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit, maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
By the Blazers, against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.
When we have a heart for service, our every move seeks to meet the needs of our clients. Our clients are happy when their needs are met. When they're happy, they're in a better position to make their own customers happy.
Being in the service industry myself, I can say that biggest isn't always better. It's the one that serves you best, the one that treats you right.
You see, beyond advanced communications technology, we see the people who will use them.
In my work, I'm having a good day when everything just works well. Nakaka-good mood talaga.
And so, we see problems that must be solved.
An expert is only useful if he understands your business. Diyan magaling ang Eastern.
For every challenge, there is a happier outcome.
In my work, an opportunity calls, answer agad.
Every goal is the destination.
Kahit maliit pa lang yung negosyo ko, big help talaga yung alaga ka. Salamat, Eastern.
We see every relationship that must be strengthened.
Thank you for making me feel like your biggest client.
As we do all we can to offer technology that is always solid and reliable, we never lose sight of our brand of personalized customer service. It's a connection that is both high-tech and high-touch. We see a customer who will be glad to know that our connection is as reliable as our commitment to personalized customer service. Unwavering, unflagging, and undeniably strong. High-tech and high-touch. That's our strong connection. We are Eastern Communications.
And we are at the half. Lamang po ang Guangming College 40-38 laban sa MCU. And we have CJ Ang for the halftime interview.
Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon si William C. of the MCU Supremos. Benjamin, ito yung unang taon mo sa Pinoy Liga Cup and with MCU, which is also their first time. How excited are you with this experience, especially going up against the other bigs of the UAAP and NCAA?
Ayun, excited kami dahil malaking exposure para sa amin to and malaking learning experience para sa buong team namin and sa aming mga bigs.
Benjamin, being that you transferred from a non-UAAP NCAA school, what is the difference from your old school to here in MCU?
Malaki din kasi yung sa system ni Coach Ian Racela na magandang learning experience para sa amin.
Benj, meron ka bang gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Binabati ko po yung family ko. Manonood sila mama, yung mother ko and father ko. Tsaka sa MCU community. Tsaka sa girlfriend ko nanonood siya ngayon.
Thank you, Benjamin. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, CJ Ang with MCU's Benj C. And lamang po ang Guangming 40-38 laban sa MCU. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half, Coach Russell.
Well, when you look at the story of this game, you can explain the ability for MCU to stay within possession of Guangming by being able to capitalize on offensive transition from Guangming's 11 turnovers. Guangming is maintaining this 2-point lead, I believe, because they have an 18-10 rebounding edge. So they're getting almost twice as many possessions as MCU is getting, purely because of the fact that they're going after the ball off of missed shots. So everything else, looks pretty even. I would say though, one thing to look at as the game progresses is can Guangming get a hit from a better percentage from the three-point line, and both teams are shooting well from the free throw line. So let's see if that holds for the rest of the second half.
Kita din po natin yung free throw disparity. Guangming getting 16 attempts on the line against only 4 by MCU.
Guangming has played a much cleaner game defensively, hence the lack of opportunities to get to the free throw line. Although MCU is trying to attack the paint and draw fouls, for the most part, Guangming has stayed solid and has defended without fouling, using their length to stay within the rules of verticality. Right now, it looks like a shootout, Coach. We'll see how this sustains itself for the third and fourth quarter.
Mark Coson setting the pace para sa MCU with 7 points, and para naman sa Guangming, sabi ko nga kanina, keys to victory, hindi pa nila talaga nakokontrol itong MCU. Si Stephen Ihebem ng Guangming, he scored 10 points and grabbed 4 rebounds. And the rebounding story, no? Sabi nga ni Coach Russell, no, kept this Guangming afloat. And let's have this checklist, no? Create opening for shooters. Well, they have been shooting the ball well, 5 out of 10 from way beyond, and rather 2 out of 10. But they dominate the paint as expected for
yes.
Guangming.
They were early in the first half, creating open shots for shooters, but that seemed to dry up a little bit in the second quarter. We'll have to see whether or not they can pound the ball back into the paint with Ihibim, posting up and getting those off-ball, off-post cuts.
And we start our third quarter. Pasalamatan natin ang ating partners, Kickstart Coffee, Amelie Hotel Manila, Eastern Communications, Happy Cow Chocolate Chip Cookies, Antbox, and Enderan Colleges. First game po ng ating quadruple header Sunday. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po nanghahatid ng aksyon sa inyo, kasama si Coach Russell Raypon and Rafael Perhis. Makes that shot and sumagot kaagad si Joshua Hamyas para iangat uli ang Guangming 42-40. Sabi nga ni Coach Russell, this will be a shootout as Perhis lost that handle. Strong drive to the basket by Hilaw, but Ihibim was there to erase it.
The gift of height is something that you can't teach. So, going in against a player with that type of length, you really have to be crafty and smart about how you're going to get your shot up to the basket.
There was a foul there. I thought na blanca yung tira, but JP Hilaw failed to capitalize on the opportunity. He's on the line, missed the first free throw. Second one. Again, empty trip there on the line for JP Hilaw. Guangming now in the possession. Lactao gives it to Peculera. Pressure defense para sa MCU. 9 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. Quite a low-scoring ball game, Coach.
Yeah, you know what? Sure has heated up quite a bit. Guangming was successful in a pick-and-roll action, side ball screen with Ihibim. He's mostly got his points rolling or cutting to the basket off of drive. So let's see if they're able to do that again in order to get Ihibim good looks and get him going in this third quarter.
3-point attempt, kumaliwa para kay Mark Hoson. Balik ngayon ang bola sa kamay ng Guangming. Hamyas goes all the way. Challenge there on that try. MCU 2-on-1 break. Camby. Oh, sorry, miss on the other side. Second chance opportunity. Hoson.
I think he felt the shadow of Ihibim right behind him. He heard the footsteps.
Narinig yung yabag ng higante sa likod niya, no? To butter that shot. Yannick Cizi recovering it para sa panig ng MCU. Perhis nagtitimon ngayon. Binalik kay Cizi. Mid-range jumper. Must make those shots.
Well, you wonder whether or not he could have gotten that shot, a little bit later in the shot clock. That's a shot he could have got at any point, in the possession. So, got to be a little bit more patient.
Sabi ko nga kanina, nagmamadali to si Yannick Cizi. Minadali ang tira na yun. And sidestep move won't go for MCU. That's Mark Hoson. Ocampo, binalik ngayon ni Coach Ian Resela, as well as Depoyart para naman sa panig ng Guangming. 7 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 42-40. Guangming still up.
A little bit reminiscent of the beginning of the first quarter where it was a little bit disjointed with regards to offensive flow and taking care of the ball. Let's just hope that these guys sharpen up a little bit and get themselves going and we can get back to the shootout.
Mukhang nabalik tayo dun sa TP run. Nung binigay nilang energy ng first quarter. Mark Hoson, pull-up jumper. Wala pa rin para sa MCU. Guangming ngayon tumatakbo. Kurt Pareñas. Mabilis naman bumaba ang depensa ng MCU. And out of bounds. Pabalik ang bola sa kamay ng Guangming with 17 seconds to operate. Good transition defense there for MCU.
Yeah, it's hard to defend and transition if you're allowing the ball to get all the way in the paint before you pick it up. It's always better to have an early pickup point, but they got bailed out by a mishandling by Guangming.
Camby strong move to the cup, but he will be fouled upstairs. He will troop the line for 2 free throws. Gister Kaasalan ang fumal dun sa sequence na yun kay Jinmar Canby. Jinmar Canby, quite a tall guard for MCU. Mismatch problem for Coach Ian Rosella.
I think he's a face-up player, so definitely if he can get himself available on the wing and can drive, he definitely is a tough cover.
Wasted opportunities there for Jinmar Canby as he missed 2 free throws and that gimme, but MCU have that steal and Hoson will go all the way to tie this ball game up. 42 all, 6 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kurt Pareñas creating now para sa Guangming. De Puyart. Baseline drive. Ngunit may nakitang foul ang ating mga officials that will go against Rafael Perhis.
Guangming is starting a him around the elbow. That way, when there's a baseline drive, he can cut to the basket and they can get him the ball. Guangming might need to consider whether or not they can put a him right in the post and let him operate and get off-ball cutting to get easier shots.
Mark Hoson nag-iinit na to back-to-back baskets. Empty possession now for Guangming. Ihebem now being cancelled out in the offense of Guangming. Seemingly he's somehow tired.
Well, I just don't know that they found him. I think they probably need to look at involving him earlier in the offensive possession, at least to give him a look, to get him involved in a ball screen or something. That way he can have the ball in his hands. And he's proven to be a willing passer.
Corner 3, no good that time. Offensive rebound, but stolen by MCU. Yannick Zizi blows that slammer jammer attempt. Ball slippery there. Stephen Hievem taking the rock strong to the hoop, and he will be fouled in the process.
It looks like that was a foul on Teasy. So he missed the layup. He sort of had a moment of regret and then ran back into the play and fouled. So that's like a 4-point swing. That's sort of tough in terms of, helping your team. You don't want to make one mistake and compound it by another.
See here, Coach Ian Rosella livid on the sidelines. Yannick Zizi giving Ihebem that opportunity to score. Tabla po muli ang ating laban, 44 all, 4. You're lucky fours.
That's right.
Lepardo directing the traffic for Guangming.
Watch the drive.
There will be a foul. That will be the 4th team foul of MCU. 4th personal of Yannick Zizi. That's big.
Again, it's really about how you manage your effort, your energy, your focus. You can't afford, especially in a game with these many swings and these many lead changes, one mistake or one moment of lack of focus can swing the momentum and you might not be able to get it back.
We're talking about FSAs during the pre-game, and these FSAs they're expected to play well. They must play well.
Yeah, I think they're expected to produce. I think that they're expected to have an impact in the game. Sometimes we may put too much of a laser focus on the FSAs at the expense of how that FSA fits within the team concept. But it really does. It really is a collaboration between the coaching staff, the players, and in this case, FSA that's is supposed to have an impact on the team, working together to make sure that the possessions go well. Like right now, you're looking at this action. Ehebem is away from the basket without any kind of ability to touch the ball in a area where he can score.
Pecolera was thinking about that three until he fumbled that pass. MCU now on the attack. 3-on-3 break. Sean General. C, mid-range, too short. Was buttered by Stephen Ehebem in front of him.
Probably a shot he'd want to take back. That perimeter jumper or that mid-range jumper with an extended hand from Ehebem. He just was not going to be able to get that to go in.
Ehebem, 8 seconds for Guangming to create. Lak Tao Tao lines it up for 3. And that's his favorite shot. Can knock those 3-point shots to make it now a 5-point game for Guangming, 49-44. 4 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. In the third quarter, Mark Hawson being buttered by 2 red shirts. Benji inside, challenges Ehebem, and he will be fouled. Nice move inside by Benj C.
This a slight momentum of his arms going forward caused that foul. He had verticality on his side, but that slight movement where his hands go forward, C took advantage, and now he's shooting free throws.
Basic po sa depensa, laging tinasabi ng mga coaches kahit sa mga barangay, taas ang kamay, hands up. So, slight na pagbaba tulad no sa sequence na yun, matatawagan tayo ng foul, which is why Benj C is on the line for 2 free throws, 2 out of 2 on that trip to make it a 3-point game. Lamang pa rin ang Guangming, 49-46. Pecolera loses his balance. Jump ball.
Guangming might want to consider in their press break moving Ehebem closer to the basket. That way, when the ball is moved up the floor, he doesn't have to worry about handling it, and he can seal early and probably get a post touch and an easy score.
Isang pwedeng maging adjustment yun para sa Guangming. Di na nga rin pala mahihirapan si Ehebem kung nandun na siya malapit sa shaded area. Samyas gives it to Ehebem. Take it strong, and he will have the N1 opportunity with that hoop and harm. Again, Ehebem making his presence felt inside.
Well, Guangming looked to get into a side pick and roll, a side ball screen with Ehebem, and it worked wonders. He was able to get the ball off the dump down. He had disrupted the defense, and then he was able to go to the basket with momentum, hit the shot, and now hit the free throw.
Ehebem knocks down the bonus free throw. Make it 52-46 with 3 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the third. Guangming still up. Full court pressure now for Guangming. Raul Tadeo, pinasok na ni Coach Ian Racela. Forward pass, but was buttered by Stephen Ehebem. 17 seconds to operate para ngayon sa MCU. Hilaw. Dinalik kay Santelices. Quick three. No good. Ehebem protects the rock. Pecolera. Pass to Lipardo is good. 54-46. Guangming unti-unti pong kumakalas dito sa MCU. And Sean General doing damage inside from Santelices. Nice find there.
Yes. 2 possessions where the ball is flying up the floor. But it's going to be tough for MCU if they're just going to trade baskets with Guangming. They're going to have to find a way to get stops and control the pace of the game. Right now, it's really moving in Guangming's favor.
Pecolera changing hands in the air. Fouled in the process. And again, with 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the third, MCU is in the penalty.
Yes, Guangming, especially now, can they take advantage and extend this lead, continue to draw fouls and get to the line with for free throws?
Hilaw ngayon, binalik kay Tadeo. Santelices, 3 minutes and change here in the third quarter. Tadeo almost loses that handle. Lines it up for a 3. That was a 4 shot. Ihebem secures the board for Guangming. Lepardo against Santelices. Binigay kay Hamias. Dumps it to Ihebem at the post. Lepardo goes to his left. Sidestep move. Last second pass. No go. Forward pass. Santelices now for MCU. Sorry miss on that try.
Those footsteps are notorious. They can they can really mess with your timing.
Libre si Santelices doon. Hamias, duty foul as MCU wanting to try to attack early on the shot clock.
Right now, Guangming has a size advantage. Coach Garcia is opting to keep Ihebem in the game, so it'll be interesting to see how they utilize him in these last 2 minutes.
Yung Santelices miss na yun, 6 na puntos na lamang sana ang kalamangan ng Guangming. Pero ngayon, naging 8 pa. Santelices steps back for a 3. In and out. Again, Ihebem controls the board for Guangming. Pecolera forward pass. Kurt Pareñas fumbles it and he will be fouled. And he will trip the line for 2 free throws. Oh, it was an offensive foul against Kurt Pareñas.
Maybe a hook or extending his arm, trying to shade off the defender.
Lucky break here for MCU. Pagkakataong maibaba ang kalamangan ng Guangming with 1 minute 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Hilaw, binalik kay Santelices. Cize running, jumper, uses the board. Will be good for Yannick Cize. 6 na puntos na lamang po ang hinahabol ng MCU. Pareñas reverse layup, no good. MCU umaatake muli. Santelices. Ralph Tadeo, 3-point shot, rattles in and out. Ihebem. Samson, sabi, maghintay muna tayo ng kakampi. Ihebem against Cize. Give and go for Pareñas, telegraphed by MCU.
So Guangming has refound their FSA, and now they're playing through him offensively, and it's proving to be difficult for MCU to catch up.
Tingnan natin kung makakalapit pa ang MCU sa Guangming ngayong quarter na ito with 1 minute 15 seconds remaining. We have a timeout.
Pinoy Liga Cup number 1. 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 Pinoy Liga Cup number 1.
One minute 15 seconds na lalabi pong oras natin dito sa third quarter ng ating first game ngayong linggong ito. Guangming lamang ng 6 na puntos, 56-50 laban sa MCU Supremos. Coach Chris King de la Cruz po nagdadala ng aksyon kung saan man kayo naroroon, kasama si Coach Russell Raypon. Guangming on the possession right now on offense. Kurt Pareñas barred by Ralph Tadeo. Dumps it to Ihebem. Turnaround shot. Too short on that try. Tadeo. Minadali ang pasa. Balik sa Guangming ang bola. Pecolera dumps it inside to Ihebem against Cize. In and out. Good challenge there by Cize. Ralph Tadeo. Binalik kay Hilaw. 47 seconds natitira sa third quarter. And Kurtz Pareñas steals it and goes all the way to make it an 8-point lead. Sloppy passing there for MCU.
Just a momentary lapse of concentration causes a momentum shift. That's an 8-point swing, Coach. 8-point swing. 2 turnovers and 2 buckets.
Tingnan natin paano mag-a-adjust dito ang ball handlers ng MCU. Sean General, no good on that try. Yannick Cici at the post. Hook shot is good. Mamatay sunog para kay Yannick Cici. 6 seconds in the third quarter. Ihebem lines it up. Too strong. 3-point shot won't be good for Tadeo. And Guangming will finish the third quarter. Hawak-hawak ang 8 puntos. Nakalamangan 60-52. Magbabalik po kami para sa payoff period.
When we have a heart for service, our every move seeks to meet the needs of our clients. Our clients are happy when their needs are met. When they're happy, they're in a better position to make their own customers happy.
Being in the service industry myself, I can say that biggest isn't always better. It's the one that serves you best, the one that treats you right.
You see, beyond advanced communications technology, we see the people who will use them.
In my work, I'm having a good day when everything just works well. Nakaka-good mood talaga.
And so, we see problems that must be solved.
An expert is only useful if he understands your business. Diyan magaling ang Eastern.
For every challenge, there is a happier outcome.
In my work, an opportunity calls, answer agad.
Every goal is the destination.
Kahit maliit pa lang yung negosyo ko, big help talaga yung alaga ka. Salamat, Eastern.
We see every relationship that must be strengthened.
Thank you for making me feel like you're big.
Babalik po ang aksyon ng Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3 as we open the fourth quarter of this first game again between Guangming Colleges and MCU. Guangming lamang ng 8 puntos. They have possession right now. Lepardo swings it on the other side to Hamias. Hamias pulls up from 15 foot. Oh, good. Mark Hosson goes all the way, and that was a hard foul against Mark Hosson, who drives strong to the basket.
Strong attack, was intent on drawing a foul or getting to the line and making a basket. So he was rewarded with 2 free throws.
MCU will be needing more of those moves from their players, taking it strong to the basket, make themselves within striking distance in this game. Mark Hosson cashes in for his first free throw. Mark Hosson, isa sa mga missing pieces nung third quarter para kay Coach Ian Racela. And 1 more free throw as we have a lane violation called by our officials here. Lucky break as Mark Hosson misses that free throw.
Yes. You know, when you look at, for fans out there that are watching games, joining us on this live feed, it's important to sort of look at, teams and whether or not they're establishing what they want to do despite what the defense is trying to do to them. Right now, Guangming has been able to establish himself for a longer period of time. MCU is going to have to find a way to get the pace back in their favor if they want to get the lead back.
Mark Hosson setting the pace for MCU. Yannick Cici, slamma jamma. And don't look now, MCU is back. They only trail by 2 points against Guangming, 60-58. Tatawag ng timeout si Coach Paul Ramos. Magbabalik po kami. Back in action in the fourth quarter, 8 minutes 59 seconds remaining. The fourth quarter of this first ball game. MCU storming back from an 8-point deficit, making it only 2 at this point, which forces Coach Paul Ramos to call a timeout. Isa sa pinag-usapan namin ni Coach Paul Ramos, I talked to him before the game. The ability to close out games is one of the concerns for him and his players.
Well, for a young team, that's always something that you are concerned about. But you have to earn the right to close games. So you need to go through these experiences, understand what works, understand what combinations you need on the floor to be successful, and then just work through these situations. Eventually, they'll have enough experience to close out games based on all these games that these close games that they've been in.
Again, miscommunication on the part of Guangming. Mark Hawson kicks it out to Perhis for the three-point attempt. That could be big if it went in. Lepardo now. Naghahantay ng kakampi para sa Guangming. Peculera lines up for a three-point shot. Too strong. Laktaw-taw saves it for Guangming. Second chance opportunity. Lepardo open for the three, and it will be good to make it a 5-point game for Guangming. Pamatay sunog doon. Perhis para sa MCU. Santelices, top of the key 3-point shot, no good. Akinyendi skies high for the rebound. Lepardo binigay kay Hamias. Running jumper, in and out. Laktaw-taw was there, but no good on that follow-up. Sean General, borrowed by 2 red shirts. Mapafoul siya dun sa pag-drive dyan na yun. Speaking of a meltdown, Coach Paul Ramos doesn't want a replay of what happened to them last Sunday against Mapua. They were leading 22 points at the end of the third, and they were outscored in the fourth quarter 41-14, and Mapua getting away with that win.
That's why it's so important to manage runs and manage swings in the game. Clock management and game management is so underrated, I think, in terms of factors that impact winning. You have to be aware of what's going on in the game to make sure that you're putting your team in the best position to be successful.
Isa-isa sinasabi ni Coach Russell sa mga nanonood pong coaches, yung clock management, personnel management in terms of protecting your lead. Hamias, hot time. Miss for Guangming. Perhis ngayon, tumatakbo para sa MCU. And he will get the shot off the board for Rafael Perhis. Baba uli sa tatlo ang kalabangan ng Guangming.
You look at the game right now, Coach Chris. Which style of game are we playing? Are we playing MCU style or are we playing Guangming style? I think right now we're playing Guangming's pace, the pace they want to play at. So Guangming is going to have to find a way to shift that back in their favor.
General, corner 3. It's good to tie this ball game up to 63-all with 6 minutes 14 seconds remaining. Guangming dictates the pace, pero yun nga, hindi sila makakreate ng baskets sa possession, and Lepardo forces that 3-point shot. Hamias protects that offensive rebound. 10 seconds to create for Guangming. Peculera goes to his left. Hamias short on that corner 3. Perhis tumatakbo ulit para sa MCU. No call on that time. He was fishing for a foul.
Taking a tough shot on your offensive possession and then clearly not having any floor balance and possibly could have gotten a foul on defensive transition. I mean, that's just a tough way to win games. Guangming has totally gone away from getting the ball in the post, using ball screens with their size advantage in order to create good shot opportunities. They've gone away from it, I think, in large credit due to MCU's defensive pressure.
Dalawa yung humahabol dun kay Perhis. on that offensive sequence at walang trailer sa likod. Kaya hindi rin naman ibibigay ng referee na yun. Ikaw ang mag-i-initiate ng foul. Kaya balik ang possession ngayon sa Guangming. Puyart, balik sa laro. Hits the side of the iron on that 3-point attempt. At babalik ngayon ang possession sa MCU. And we have a timeout. Coach Ian Rosella would want to talk things over. We are tied at 63. We'll be back. Kanina nabanggit ko po sa ating pregame, no? Keys to winning for MCU is distribute production na nagawa naman po nila. No? Some players are stepping up for MCU like Rafael Perhis, Mark Hoson defend the perimeter and the inside, which is why we're tied up at 63.
Because MCU's been able to get good looks at the basket, they've been able to set up their full court press, putting pressure on Guangming's ball handlers to make good choices. So definitely MCU has turned the corner and is now really controlling how this game is being played.
With offensive rebound there for Bench C, recycling the offense for MCU. And ball possession will remain at the hands of MCU with 5 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Lucky break there for MCU. Mark Hosson. Naging spark ngayong fourth quarter para sa MCU. Bench C loses the handle. Tumatakbo ngayon si Kurt Pareñas para sa Guangming and loses his footing. He will be called for a traveling violation. Good defense there by the guards of MCU.
Yes, they forced Pareñas to have to make a decision. He didn't have an exit plan. He didn't have a strategy to get rid of the ball, and hence the turnover.
He now taking it strong, but Ihebem erases it. 18 seconds remaining on their shot clock. Could have waited for some of their teammates.
Easily pull the ball out. It's a tie game. You want sure buckets. You want to make sure that you have the greatest opportunity to put that ball in the hole. So going 1-on-2 is probably not going to be a great strategy for getting a good shot.
Mark Hoson again rushing that shot. Lucky break. Samson of Guangming loses the handle. Another opportunity here for MCU to take the lead. Baluyot kicks it out, but it was telegraphed by Guangming. Kurt Pareñas ngayon tumatakbo pero mabilis nakakababa ang depensa ng MCU. Puyart, one-hander, that's his shot. Money for Joshua Puyart to take the lead again for Guangming, 65-63. 4 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Anytime Ihebem has touched the ball, they've had a good shot. So I hope they keep with that formula.
Sino ang unang kukurap dito sa magkabilang panik? Nick Baluyot. 3-point shot, Perhis malakas. Hilaw, offensive rebound. Baluyot, binalik uli on the corner. Again, no go for MCU. And again, offensive rebound, but naagaw ni Ihebem on the other side. And counter stolen again by MCU. Perhis creating space. Yannick Cizi, no good on that semi-hook. Helter-skelter basketball being played here by both teams. 3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Guangming now. Second chance opportunity for Stephen Ihebem. And one play as he was fouled upstairs. Make it a 4-point lead now for Guangming with 3 minutes 16 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Again, anytime Ehebem touches the ball, something good happens on offense. Right now, with 3 minutes in the game, it's clearly a possession-by-possession game. It'll be really important for the guards of both teams to manufacture good shot opportunities and for players to take great shots.
Second chance opportunity with an offensive rebound here for Guangming. More possessions, more shot opportunities. Laktaw-taw, binigay kay Hamyaso on the side. Wala ang tira ni Hamyaso off the board. Tumatakbo ngayon ng MCU. General gives it to Yannick Chizi. 15 seconds to operate. Tadeo, sloppy pass there by Yannick Chizi. I don't know what this kid is thinking about.
Well, I can understand that he might be frustrated with his teammates, but to clearly give up possession of the ball because he's frustrated and loses focus, clearly not winning basketball.
Yannick Chizi getting an earful from Coach Ian Rosella from that botched offensive play. No, a black eye now as Pecolera will trip the line for 2 free throws. Missing the first. Guangming still up by 4 with 2 minutes 4 seconds remaining. 42 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. Pecolera makes good on the second to make it a 4-point or 5-point game. 68 to 63. Guangming still up. You're the home stretch of this match. Perhis late last second pass won't go. Yannick Chizi, seems that the kid's mind is not in the ball game right now.
Well, you know, you look at a couple different things. Body language. Body language is important. It is a clear signal to the opposing team where your head's at. The second thing I think is important to keep in mind is, you know, language barriers aside, basketball is clearly a game which requires great communication and synchronicity. You have to be in sync with your teammates, and you have to be able to communicate so you can problem solve together. When you're not able to do that, it just causes so many problems. And right now, MCU is going through a stretch of a lack of communication, and TZ is one of the clear culprits of it.
CC now being replaced by Ralph Tadeo. MCU going for small ball will 2 minutes 28 seconds remaining here in the payoff period in this first game. Lamang po ng 5 ang Guangming 68 to 63. And the hat hunt continues for Mark Hawson, sinking that 3-point shot. Dalawa na lang po ang hinahabol ng MCU matapos ang 3-point shot na yon ni Mark Hawson. Was been the spark plug for Coach Ian Rosella this quarter.
Let's hope that he can continue his his hot shooting. Going back to communication and problem solving, that is also an underrated aspect of the game. These guys are young. You think about brain development. For men, that doesn't happen fully until age 25. So these guys are still working on developing their frontal lobes and making good decisions and being able to communicate with each other.
Wild shot there by Mark Hawson as we enter the last 2 minutes of this ball game. Perhis thought about the 3-point shot hits the side of the board. MCU rushing their offense. Only the 2-point lead. Laktaw-taw against Perhis inside. No room to operate for him. Bert Pareñas nagdalawang isip sa 3-point attempt na yun. Pareñas 4 seconds to shoot, short on that one. But Laktaw-taw gets the offensive rebound for Guangming. Operates inside and he will get a foul. Look at the hustle being played here by Kurt Lac Tao Tao, giving Guangming additional offensive opportunities.
You know, the great thing about this offensive possession for Guangming, even though the perimeter shot was short, they ran the clock down. They used the entire 24 seconds in order to, and then they forced MCU to play defense for that full amount of time. It's important that teams figure out how to expend energy or make the opponent expend energy at their disadvantage.
Patience of Guangming in their offense is something that MCU could learn from. Lac Tao Tao good on that second free throw. And Coach Ian Rasala will call a timeout to figure things out with 1 minute 9 seconds remaining. Guangming is still up 69-66. Magbabalik po kami. And we are back in action here, fourth quarter, 1 minute 9 seconds remaining. Paalala lang po natin sa ating mga taga-subaybay, second game po natin at 12 noon, UP Fighting Maroons kontra sa Adamson Soaring Falcons, and at 2 p.m. the debut game of the Diliman College Blue Dragons against the San Sebastian Stags, and at 4 p.m. we will have the Mapua Cardinals laban sa DLSU Green Archers bannered by Kevin Kiambao. Tingnan natin, maglalaro na rin sila Kian Baclaan at Jacob Cortez sa larong ito. Quite an exciting lineup games here today for Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup, Coach Russell.
You just gotta love the fact that on a hot Sunday, you can either come to the gym where it's air conditioned, or you can stay home, or wherever you are where you can stay cool, and you can catch some really exciting games with a lot of different storylines. I'm excited that we get to see in these next 3 games some really interesting matchups.
Susunod po ang UP kontra Adamson, and our venue starting to be filled up by UP fans. 1 minute 9 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ralph Tadeo trying to make his move against Kurt Pareñas, and MCU, too much dribbling there, losing that rock, and lucky break for them. Pecolera committed that turnover. This is just a 3-point lead for Guangming.
It's always tough if there's ball stoppers on the team. Now, if you're just gonna dance with the ball in the perimeter, the defense gets to load up against you, so that's always tough.
Again, we have a timeout. 69-66, still Guangming up against MCU with 56.4 seconds remaining in the fourth. We'll be back. On your screens, ang MCU Supremos head coach Ian Rasela giving instructions. Sa likod niya, Coach Dante Tanco, Coach Ian Mazo, figuring out ways finding ways to tie this ball game up, get closer. So we are in the 56.4 point of our first game between Guangming and MCU. Lamang po ang Guangming ng tatlo, 69-66. Possession ngayon para sa MCU, 14 seconds na lalabi sa shot clock ng MCU. Mark Hoson, binigay kay Perhis on the other side. Yannick Chizi, turnaround jumper short. Guangming now would want to try to seal this game with a basket in the last 40 seconds of the pay-up period. Ihebem kicks it out to Hamyas. Strong drive to the hoop is good against Yannick Chizi, who showed no resistance.
Great action as we finish this game. He attacked the body of the big in order to make that layup. Chizi had no chance of trying to contest at that point.
5-point lead for Guangming with 26.2 seconds remaining. Bukas pa rin ang pintuan para sa MCU. What will they do? Mark Hoson lines up for a 3. Air ball. Mukhang naubusan na ng bala itong si Mark Hoson, who was responsible for bringing this MCU squad close to Guangming in the fourth. 16.3 remaining, shot clock is off. Guangming could dribble it out. Nasa penalty na po ang MCU. Itawid ang bola ng Guangming Peculera. Back to Hamyas inside, and that could be the game for MCU as Hamyas makes it 73-66, a 7-point game with 8 seconds remaining. MCU. Perhis, left-handed layup will be good, and that will be our final count. 75, or rather 74-68 para sa Guangming. Hard-earned victory here for Guangming against the fighting and gritty MCU Supremos. Guangming nakabawi na sa kanilang pagkatalo last week against the Mapua Cardinals. Samantalang back to the drawing boards for MCU as they absorb their second straight loss this Sunday. And let's wait for the singing of the hymns of both schools.
Walang schooling yung Guangming MCU.
player of the game, finishing with 17 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. From the Guangming Flying Dragons, the man in the middle, Stephen E.
And our best player of the ball game for Guangming is Stephen Ihebem, 17 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. All-around game here by Stephen Ihebem, and he is joined by CJ Ang at the sidelines. CJ.
Thank you, Chris. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ang ating Atbox Best Player of the Game with 17 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals, Stephen Ihebem of the GMC Flying Dragons. Stephen, it has been a close game for your squad and the Supremos. What preparations did you do entering this game, most especially that you went against them in the recently concluded UCAL?
Actually, we have been preparing for this game, notwithstanding that I did not play the UCL, but we have really been working hard on our next games because we know that I'm going to play, and I've been preparing personally and team-wise. Like, we are developing our team chemistry. Our coach, Coach Paul Ramos, he has been working hard, and other coaches, they have been putting in work to make us get this team chemistry so that we can be able to display in our games.
Stephen, a second win, second best player of the game honors for you. How will you personally prepare, especially that you know you are the main man of the Flying Dragons?
It's all about hard work. So I've been putting in work with my skills coach, Coach Kamga, Coach Brewer Kamga. So I've been working hard, just sacrificing my time, doing some kind of thing, just to get better every day.
Stephen, is there someone you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Coach Bo. Shout out to Mom Sharon and Miss Mai. They have been there for us every time, supporting us. Shout out to my mom and dad at home. They are watching live. And also Coach Brewer Kamga, my skills coach. He has been working hard to make me be better every day.
Stephen, thank you so much and congratulations. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, CJ Ang, together with our best player of the ball game, Stephen Ihebem, and that will be it for our coverage of the first game. 74-68 is the final score. Guangming winning over MCU, and second game will be the UP Fighting Maroons against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. We'll be back in a while.